thinking them wealthy thoughts, baby.
Everything about you.
What's up, everybody? We're back again with another episode of Wealthy Thoughts. I'm here again with my boy, my co-host.
What's up, y'all? Steve James.
Man, I want to get straight into it today, man. I want to talk about what are the barriers to consistency, what breaks our consistency. Why is it that once we know what to do as entrepreneurs, we get all the gems, we get all the tips, we get all the tools, we still have so much trouble executing it consistently?
Yeah.
Not the execution for that one time, but that execution over and over and over again. Tell us why, man. Give us the gems. Why is it so hard for us to be consistent?
Man, this is a very crucial topic because I struggle with consistency.
Me too.
And I think the reason that most struggle with consistency is we don't allow ourselves to grow long enough. And when I say that, I mean, it's easy to start something and then you kind of just fall off because it's like, oh, maybe I'm not getting the instant gratification that I need to keep going. And I think sometimes we can get caught up in that noise where it's like, man, I've been putting this out. Like even when we started the podcast, we don't have that many views right now.
No,
we're not. It's not to the point where it's like we know that the content is there.
It's our wife and our grandmas watching it right now.
Church groups, vacation Bible school. This is fun. No, I'm just saying, just in general, like you can see it's just a matter of keep doing it, keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Because
even when you don't see it.
Yeah, because the minute we can't even get caught up in that. Like, I think that's the biggest thing. You have to strip that likes and reshares and all of that, because eventually all of that's going to come.
Yeah.
But the only way you're going to be able to see that is by staying consistent, by continuing to post, by continuing to create content, by continuing to hone in on the craft, because I think that's the biggest thing. It's like if you don't continue to do the reps, then it's like, I don't think this is gonna work.
Yeah,
and that's just because you didn't put up the shots.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's just like whatever it is. We're podcasting right now. We're in the gym. Like this is our practice.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. We're practicing on our shot. We're practicing on the rapport of us going back and forth, interviewing, like that takes time. And the only way you're going to be able to see that is by staying consistent. And I think that if we strip all of that away, all of the likes and, we need this many subscribers to start monetizing, if we just keep doing it, eventually it's gonna come. But I think that
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think that's
and that's just one thing.
Yeah.
It's a discipline that comes with staying consistent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I agree with you, and I think that the difficulty for us, for me, for everyone with anything, whether it's podcasting or your clothing line or your book or your Airbnb or your real estate deals or investing in stocks, I think the one thing in addition to the instant gratification or not seeing that and that discouraging you and making you stop, in addition to that, I think it's another thing when you don't have I guess a real plan.
Yeah.
And that you think you haven't thought long enough beyond the start. And so you thinking that, this is going to do this. This is going to create these many views or this is going to create some sales. But what happens when you create your brand, you create your T-shirt, and you don't get no sales?
Right.
And that will make you stop. There's like, why would I be consistent on something and ain't nobody buying it?
Yeah, it's discouraging.
Yeah, it's discouraging. And like discouragement is a killer to consistency.
For sure.
Like, I'm discouraged. I'm not doing that today.
Yeah. No, that's a huge bar. I think that the benefit of staying consistent is you allow yourself to get into rhythm. And when you're in rhythm, it's like, oh, this is his second nature now. It's like we have to, I'm just rolling with all of that. Like no matter what, I'm pushing through. And I think that requires a laser focused mentality.
Like you used to wrestle, right? So how long did it take you where you feel like it's a rhythm now, or it's a, what do they used to call that, muscle memory?
Oh well, I mean,
because you grew up doing that, right?
Yeah, I started so early.
What's so early?
5.
5 years old, you was doing wrestling?
at
Wow.
5. Yeah. So because I come from that background, like my dad wrestled, my family wrestled,
your uncles, all that.
So for me, at 5 years old, you starting at 5. Like once you get, a lot of people don't start sports until late.
15, 13,
You know what I mean?
12.
High school, middle school, to really compete at a higher level, you have to start early.
Mm-hmm.
Now, don't get me wrong, there are some freak of nature athletes that, can pick up a basketball in high school and become a dog.
Right.
That's very rare.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you have to, start early.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To get ahead of that curve. But I mean, I think with wrestling it's just a different beast. I think my muscle memory, like when everything just came natural, was, really high school.
So it takes that's 10 years maybe.
For sure.
10 years at least.
Yeah.
So
over 10,000 hours.
Over 10,000 hours for sure.
Easy.
So if you don't have the plan from the outset of this is going to take 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we sitting here doing this podcast and we're not thinking 10 years. We ain't had no conversation about 2034 yet.
Right.
So maybe that would help if people really knew from the outset, this takes about 10 years.
Yeah.
Like when you look at a Kevin Hart's career,
mm-hmm.
You think about in high school, didn't nobody know about Kevin Hart for real.
Right.
In high school. But by 2014, I think we all pretty much knew about him.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it was a few years after Bron got in the league. So Bron was in the league in probably 2004. So you talking about maybe 2008, you hear about Kevin Hart. 10 years later, 2018, you definitely know about him. Now, so this is, he's coming up on probably 14, 15 years of doing this.
Yeah.
But maybe if we could really tell ourselves from the beginning, this is going to take 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take 10 years. Do you think that would help us be like, we barely got started?
Yeah. I mean, I think podcasting and just this type of space is fairly new. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So there's people that, this is a new space for a lot of people. Like podcasting wasn't as big as it
Definitely
is
not.
now. You know what I mean? Everyone's starting a podcast. So, and it's not too late to start a podcast because people are still cracking that, how to get in, how to monetize.
Yep.
So, I think that the biggest thing with podcasting is, you can plan for 10 years. You don't know if podcasting, we don't know at that 10-year mark. It may come to now it's, you're doing it digitally.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think that part is hard to really plan ahead compared to being an athlete, because it's like being an athlete and being young, what you have to look forward to. Mm-hmm. Sports and stuff is not going away.
Right.
Podcasting, it may be a shift in 5 years.
Right.
Where people are doing something different. So I think the main thing with that is just keep putting up the shots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Focusing on each day, getting better each day, and allowing yourself to adapt to change. Yeah. Because that's really the biggest part that people have trouble with. It's like, podcast. I'm like, before podcast, it was like, I can't see myself getting in front of the camera. Not saying us, but people are like that. Like getting in front of the camera and talking about, people couldn't even see that.
Right. Like,
but
why?
now it's like, that's the thing to do. People in their living room, just whatever, camera in front of them, like
Just going.
it doesn't matter how you do it. Now, we're blessed to be able to have this, warehouse, to be able to have this nice setup, nice cameras. Like, we invested in that. You know what I mean? So it's about how bad do you want it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like that goes with being an athlete all the way into business. How bad do you want this business to work? Because if you want this business to work, you're going to constantly focus on tuning it, fine-tuning it, making it better, changes, just tweaking it to make it fit the mode of what you're trying to do.